Please come to your next chart, valuation, everyone. Please come to your next chart of valuation. Now, the next chapter which we are going to do is the chapter of valuation, everyone. The chapter of valuation is the most A+ graded chapter of your custom. One question, 4 to 6 mark will come in the exam. Means you can imagine out of the 10 chapters which are there, one chapter of valuation to 4 to 6 mark. It means the other chapters 2 mark, 3 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark only is going to come maximum. Everyone over here now, listen. Valuation. Valuation may they go ahead and say, people over here now, please listen carefully. Valuation. Supposingly, you are getting the goods from outside India into India. On what value custom duty will be charged? That is told in the chapter of valuation. If you imported some goods from outside India into India, on what value you have to go ahead and pay the custom duty. For an example, this is US ka port. US ka port means this is the place of exportation. And we are in India. The Indian port will be known as the place of importation. Now, sir, there are some terms which you have to really remember when you are going ahead and learning this valuation ka chapter. Number one, sir, this person is sending me the goods. He is the seller. I am the buyer over here. Take everyone. In international contract, there are some terms which are very, very important. Whenever one person from outside India is sending you the goods, you can tell him, I want the goods. So I only want few quantities of the goods. That person will tell you, sir, I will not deliver the goods. You have to come pick the goods from my factory. That price which he will tell you, he told you 1 lakh rupees per item. That price is known as X factory price. X factory price means his production cost and profit. Okay? That is known as what a price, everyone? X factory price. Price at the factory gate of the supplier is known as X factory price. I went ahead and told him, I want 100 units of the goods. He told, very good. I will do one thing. I will give the delivery of the goods till my custom port. It means till my port, I will make sure the goods reach over there, not my factory. From my factory, I will make the goods reach the custom port. Everyone, this is known as free alongside the ship. Free alongside the ship means what? Under a FAS contract, the seller is required to deliver the goods alongside the ship. All the expenses till the goods reach alongside the ship are borne by the seller. Post that, the risk of the goods transferred to the buyer. Now the buyer will have to load it and take the goods to India. So can you tell me, if they give you in the exam FAS price, what is FAS price? X factory price, loading, transportation, local freight, all the cost will be added, all the unloading cost, etc. will be added, and that is the FAS price. Free, not free alongside the ship. It means till the goods reach beside the ship, whatever expense is there, that will be borne by the seller. Okay, in the next one, if you told him, I want 500 unit, he'll be happy. He'll tell you, sir, I will make the goods reach the port also. I will load the goods also for you. That expense also I will bear. So what is FOB price? If the seller gives you FOB price, what do you mean by that? Everyone, FOB. It means the FAS price, making it reach till here, plus the loading charges, plus the export duty will give you the FOB price. Remember, if the seller loads the goods in the ship, loading charges, export duty included, that price is known as FOB. FOB means what, everyone? The seller is responsible for loading the goods in the ship. All the expenses till the loading of the ship are undertaken by the seller. Post loading, the risk is transferred to the buyer. Now buyer will bear the transportation and insurance. Can you tell me what is FOB price? US ka port pay till the goods are loaded in the ship, the cost is included. That is known as FOB, free on board price. Now, I told the seller, I want 1000 unit. He became very happy. He told, sir, I will make the goods reach till the Indian port. That is known as CIF price. He told, sir, don't worry, FOB price no, 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 I will only pay the on the way ka transportation. This ocean ka freight, I will pay, sir. All this cost of insurance, I will pay. And I will make the goods reach till the Indian port. Till the goods reach the Indian port, all the expenses will be mine. That is known as CIF. First is the FOB price plus insurance and freight. FOB means the cost plus the insurance and the freight price. So it is total CIF price. What is CIF contract, everyone? If I do with a CIF contract with you, all the expenses from your factory till the goods reach the Indian port, all the expenses will be borne by you. That is known as CIF. And you know what, everyone? I am required to pay custom duty on the CIF value. Government says, Ramesh, the goods reach the Indian port. The time they touch the Indian price, Indian port, that till that time, whatever cost is there, everything has to be included. And that is the CIF price on which you are required to pay custom duty. If you understood this well, your answer is done in the exam. You have to remember, till the goods reach the Indian port, all the expenses are to be included. Now my question, the goods reach the Indian port, touched. After that, unloading charges, Indian port ka charges, from Indian port sending somewhere, will you include in the valuation or you will not include? Not include. Remember, sir, the unloading charges do not include. Loading it in a truck and taking it to your factory do not include. For an example, the goods reach the Indian port over here, then they were shipped to another port. India may any expenses never to be included. Can I tell you simple one thing? Once the goods reach the port, all the expenses to be included. Once the goods hit the Indian port, after that ka or at the port ka, none of the expenses to be included. People watching at home, people over here, are we clear? Chalo, everyone, so I have told over here, sir, at the Indian port, from here transporting to any inland container depot, to any container freight station, transporting to transit, transshipment expense, none of the expenses are to be included. Everyone over here, please come to the next page now. Please come to the next page now. Valuation. Everyone, please come to the next page. Valuation. Everyone, remember one thing. Valuation. Sir, what is the value on which you have to pay the custom duty? Value is always the assessable value. Value is always the assessable value. Like GST mein, we had the transaction value. Here we have the assessable value. What is the assessable value? Assessable value can be, section number 14 says, assessable value can be tariff value. Assessable value can be transaction value also. It means same here also, you are required to pay custom duty on the transaction value. Can I go ahead, everyone? So either you will pay on the tariff value or you will pay on the transaction value. Sir, why tariff value? For some goods, no, like gold, etc. For some goods like gold, silver, etc., government says, Ramesh, whatever is your transaction price, I don't want GST on that. I want GST on the price which I am going ahead and notifying, and that is known as the tariff value. So if I imported gold from outside India, if government has notified tariff value for that item, I have to pay custom duty on the tariff value. But for an example, my goods ke liye tariff value is not notified, then I will always have to pay on the transaction value. Sir, what do you mean by transaction value? Transaction value means the price paid or payable when goods are sold for export to India. It means when the goods are sold for export to India, then for delivery at the time and place of importation. People, tell me one thing. When delivery was at the US port, that value you'll take, or delivery at the Indian port ka value you'll take? Delivery was done by the seller at the Indian port, that value you'll take, means the CIF value is the transaction value. Then they are telling when the buyer and seller are unrelated, because if the buyer and seller are related, transaction value cannot be taken. Then valuation rule have to be applied. So buyer and seller should be unrelated and price should be the sole consideration. Then only you can go ahead and take the transaction value. Remember one thing, everyone, whenever you have the transaction value, now you have to file your bill of entry. Now, when you file your bill of entry, rule number 11, people, we are learning the custom valuation rules also together. Okay? Rule number 11 will come and tell you, when you file the bill of entry, you have to give a declaration about the declaration by the importer or his agent disclosing full and accurate value. You have to say, sir, the value which I have told, 10 lakh rupees, is the correct value, sir. You have to give a declaration. Now you know what will happen. You told I got iPhone from outside India, per iPhone at 1000 rupees. You gave the declaration. Do you think the officer will accept your declaration? Saying the iPhones are imported at 1000 rupees and custom duty are paying at 1000. Do you think he will accept your declaration? People, we are at this stage now. You are going ahead and filing your bill of entry. When you file your bill of entry, you are calculating the custom duty. When you calculate the custom duty, you have to give a declaration. You have to give a declaration that, sir, whatever I am telling in the bill of entry is correct, sir. Now, you know what? You give the declaration that the value of the iPhones which I have imported per iPhone at 1000 rupees. Are you telling the truth or are you lying? You are lying. So they are telling, if rule number 12 comes of custom valuation rule, which says if the officer has a doubt as to the truth of the value which you have declared, then he will ask the importer, people, do you remember over here, I went ahead and told you, you have to do the self-assessment, you have to go to the custom, and custom officer will do the verification. Now when custom officer is doing the verification, he told you got iPhone for 1000. Okay, I have a doubt. Now he will do the reassessment, and that is what we are connecting over here. Officer will go ahead and ask you to furnish information, document, evidence, and after receiving the evidence, and if you don't respond, he still has a doubt, he will go ahead and reject the transaction value. He'll tell, hey, you are lying, chumma, time pass, don't do. This transaction value is wrong, and he will go ahead and now intimate you the ground for rejection and provide the opportunity of being heard, and now he will do the and reassessment is done by applying valuation rules. Sir, I went ahead and declared per iPhone ka value is 50,000 rupees and officer did not have any doubt. Then Baba, you have to remember, you have to fulfill 4 conditions which are told under rule number 3 sub rule 2. Rule number 3 sub rule 2. Rule number 3 of the custom valuation rule, you have to fulfill how many conditions? 4 conditions. If you fulfill the 4 conditions, yes, listen. Your transaction value will become your receivable value. It means the 50,000 which you told, on that you will be liable to pay custom duty. But what are the 4 conditions? These are the 4 conditions over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone listen. They are going ahead and telling there are 4 conditions which you have to fulfill. Only then the value which you declared will be accepted as the transaction value and receivable value, and you have to pay the duty on that receivable value. Is my point clear to all? Tell me one thing, everyone. What is the value of supply? What is the value under custom? Either it is the tariff value. If for your item tariff value is not there, you have to take the transaction value. First, rule number 11 comes. Rule number 11 says, sir, please go ahead and give a declaration about the value. You give a declaration, if the proper officer, now rule number 12 comes. Rule number 12 says, proper officer will go ahead and check. If the proper officer does not have any doubt on your valuation, then proper officer will not go ahead and apply any. If he has a doubt, he will apply the valuation rule. If he does not have any doubt, then they are going ahead and telling, now, please fulfill rule number 3(2) ka. How many conditions? If you fulfill the 4 conditions, your transaction value will be your receivable value. It means the CIF value pay, you have to pay the custom duty. But sir, what if I do not fulfill these 4 conditions? Baba, then valuation rule will be applied and officer will do the valuation of your goods and you have to pay the custom duty. Sir, what are the 4 conditions which are told under rule number 3(2)? What are the 4 conditions which are told under rule number 3 sub rule 2? Number 1, no restriction as to the disposition or use by the buyer. For an example, the person from outside India went ahead and sold you the goods in India. He should not have given you any condition. If he has gone ahead and imposed some condition, supposingly one person from outside India sold you calculators and he told this calculators should be sold by you only in village area to the poor people, it means the price will be influenced. If anyone puts any condition, he will charge you the price less. And that is why government says there should not be any restriction as to the disposition or use of the goods by the buyer, because if any condition is there, if it is a conditional sale, the value will be always less. Now you tell me one thing, you imported the goods from outside India, okay? The condition was you should sell it only to village people. That is why the person who was selling, he sold you at a lower price. You imported the goods, you paid the custom duty. Now after clearing, you will sell it to village people or whom? Who knows? That is why the custom officer sitting over here, he will tell, I will not accept this lower price. If there is a condition, means the price will be definitely lower. I want my custom duty on the total amount, and hence he will apply the valuation rule. Is my point clear to all? And that is what they are telling over here. There should not be any restriction as to the disposition or use of the goods by the buyer. If you imported and this goods pay, any condition is there, then the values will not be accepted. There should be no condition. But this condition, if it is there, it is okay. What is it, everyone? Gopal condition. G4. If any geographical area ka condition is there, the exporter sold you the goods, you imported, he told you should be selling only in southern part of India, because he has northern part ke liye different dealer, eastern part ke liye different dealer, so he told Ramesh, you should be selling only in southern part. Baba, that condition, no problem. O for any other restriction which is not impacting the value. Officer says, if your value is not reduced, I don't have any problem. P for public authority ka restriction. Your exporter sold you the goods and he told, I am selling you this cigarette, but in the cigarette you should put the sticker of that lungs, etc., which is as per the public authority. If that condition is there, no problem. In that scenario, the value will be accepted. And P for public, A for authorities, public authorities, and L for law ka condition. If any law ka condition is there, which the person has gone in and told you, you must follow, then Baba, there is no problem at all. The price is not impacted. And if the price is not impacted, the officer will go ahead and accept the value which you have gone ahead and declared. Can I go ahead, everyone? So the first one told what, everyone? There should be no restriction. The next is, sale is not subject to a condition for which the value cannot be determined. Sometimes what happens, the people when they sell you the goods from outside India, they put some condition. And what they are going ahead and telling is, if the sale is conditional sale, then Baba, the value will not be accepted. The value will be rejected by the officer. The officer will tell you, sir, it's a conditional sale. We will not accept the value. There should not be any condition. Next. No subsequent sale proceed to accrue to the seller for which adjustment cannot be made. You have to understand this point. Everyone listen. This person went ahead and sold me the goods from outside India. One person went ahead and sold me the goods from outside India. Okay? He told me, Ramesh, I am selling you the goods. Actually, it is 500 rupees ka goods, but I am selling only at 100 rupees. You do one thing. You pay me only 100. But do one thing, when you actually clear it, and you sell it to any person in India, at whatever price you sell, if you sell at 400 rupees, you should pay me 10%. It means I should pay him later how much? 40 rupees. So don't you think the custom officer will tell, hey Ramesh, you are clearing the goods and going. You will pay me the custom duty on 100. But actually the price paid or payable is how much? Total is 140. But sir, if the officer sitting over here, he will tell, Ramesh, how do I know at what price you will sell in the future? You can sell at 400 also, you can sell at 500 also. If the officer knows that future me you are going to pay him 40 rupees, then he will do the adjustment. He will make it 140. The value will become 140 and he'll charge you custom duty on 140. But no subsequent sale proceed. There should not be any sale proceed going in future. For should accrue to the seller for which adjustment cannot be made. Sir, if adjustment can be made, CIF they will adjust. They will add it. Means your value will become 140. But if they cannot do the adjustment, then If they cannot do the adjustment, then officer will tell Ramesh, now I have to apply valuation rule. The next one. Buyer and seller should be unrelated. Remember one thing, you and the seller should be unrelated, because if you are related, the price will definitely be impacted. He will not go ahead and accept the price. And then he will apply the valuation rule. People, tell me one thing. What did I tell you till now? I told section number 14 has section number 14.2 and section number 14.1. Section number 14.2 told what? Tariff value. If my goods ka tariff value is there, I have to accept tariff value. If tariff value is not there, I will not go ahead and. In that scenario, I have to take the transaction value. Transaction value, once it is there, rule number 11 says, please make a declaration about the transaction value. If the transaction value is accepted, now rule number 12 is there, where proper officer will check the transaction value. If it is accepted, very good. If it is not accepted, he'll apply valuation rules. Can I go ahead, everyone? Next. Sir, if the value is accepted, then no problem. Now you have to go ahead and satisfy rule number 3.2 ka condition. Rule number 3.2 ka 4 conditions are there. There should not be any restriction. There should not be any condition. No subsequent sale proceeds should go to him. If it goes also, and if you can do the adjustment, then no problem. You just add it to the CF value. But sir, if you cannot do the adjustment, he will apply valuation rule. Sir, and the last one is, you and the seller should not be related, because if you and the seller are related, they are telling, we will say that the transaction value is affected. Can I go ahead, everyone? But you know what? One more. Listen. What do you mean by related person? In GST we learned related person, right? Scope plus family plus sole agent. Same over here only. Scope plus family plus sole agent. Listen, but scope mein in GST, shares greater than equal to how much was there, everyone? 25% in both of them. Here I am holding 25. Here I am holding 25. These two were related. Here it is not 25. Here I am holding 5% in you, 5% in him. Then these two will become related. Remember one thing, this one. Scope plus S. C for S was shares greater than equal to 5%. C for control. O for officer or director. P for partner. E for employer and employee. And then family. But sole agent in custom is not related person unless sole agent falls in scope plus family. Now, US ka person appointed me as a sole agent in India. People, US ka person appointed me as a sole agent in India. Generally, people from outside India will appoint only one agent in India. It means we will become related person. Always. So they went ahead and told sole agent will be related only if they are falling in what? Scope plus family. Is my point clear to all? People, what is scope plus family? Shares greater than equal to, these two will become related. Control, holding and subsidiary. Officer or director. P for partner. E for employer and employee. Plus family. Plus sole agent only if they are falling in scope plus family. So if they are falling in scope plus family, it means sole agent are not related person. Unless they fall in scope plus family. Now, sir, he is my related person. But sir, I can prove you that relationship did not influence the price, sir. I have actually bought at the correct price only, sir. Here. Rule number 3 goes ahead and says, even if buyer and seller are related, transaction value will be accepted if relationship did not influence the price. If you can go ahead and prove that, sir, my relationship did not influence the price, or if the importer demonstrate that the declared value closely approximate with the valuation rule number 4, 5, 7 and 8. If I can show to the officer, see sir, we are related, but price is not impacted, sir. Or if you show him, sir, even if you apply rule number 4, rule number 5, rule number 7, rule number 8, sir, what value I have declared? No, that is more or less the same as the value in the valuation rule, then he will go ahead and accept your value. He will accept your transaction value. Now, sir, if I can prove this, then whatever is the CI value, that will become the assessable value. Is my point clear to all? Sir, supposingly, officer does not accept the value which I have declared. People, tell me one thing. What did I tell you till now? Section number 14. Section number 14, 1 told what? 14, 2 told what? Tariff value. If tariff value is there, accept tariff value. If tariff value is not there, transaction value. If transaction value is there, first make rule number declaration. You did the declaration. Rule number 12 says officer will accept your declaration. If officer accept, no problem. Officer does not accept, valuation rule. Sir, if officer accept, then you have to fulfill 3(2) ka 4 condition. If you fulfill, then they are telling as per rule number 3(1), your CIF value, basically that is your transaction value, that will become the assessable value on which you have to pay the custom duty. Can I go ahead, everyone? But sir, if 3(2) ka, what are the 3(2) ka 4 conditions are over here? Here, one condition was buyer and seller should not be related. But even if the buyer and seller are related, rule number 3, sub rule 3 goes ahead and says, even if you and the seller are related, but if you prove that the price was not influenced, then they are telling, as per rule number 3(1), the CIF value which you have gone ahead and told, the transaction value will be taken as the assessable value. Is my point clear till here? But sir, supposingly, rule number 3(2) ka condition not satisfied, you have to apply valuation rules. Now, valuation rules, everyone over here, will be applied sequentially. Rule has rule number 4, rule number 5, rule number 6, rule number 7, rule number 8, and rule number 9. Now, I wanted to talk about the rules. That is why I have to come over here and talk so much for the value. Because valuation rule, although be graded from exam point of view, but they can go ahead and ask you little question on valuation rule. That is why I spoke about it. Baba, it is not, you can't think straight always. It can be that they can think, okay, every time we are testing on this normal valuation ka question, what if they think of 2 mark ka extra question or 3 mark ka extra question? From the valuation chapter, they can give you valuation rule. Are we clear? Because all the students will do how to calculate the CIF value and go for the exam. But they can go ahead and give you a small question on valuation rule. That is why I am telling you quickly. Everyone over here now. Valuation rule, always remember, you know what, supposingly, everyone over here, I went ahead, I'll give you some examples so that you can quickly remember everyone. I went ahead, supposingly, this is Shah Rukh Khan. Shah Rukh Khan imported from outside India, lungi, you know lungi everyone, lungi imported for his Goa mein, one dance is there, which is supposingly he is going to do over here, lungi dance in Goa. So for that he wanted some lungi, he imported lungis from Japan. He imported the lungis from Japan. Now the officer sitting over here, he has to go ahead and do the lungi ka value. He is telling, hey Shah Rukh Khan, you are telling per lungi is only 50 rupees. I don't accept. Shah Rukh Khan will not wear lungis worth rupees 50 rupees, and hence I want to find out the value. Are we clear? Officer has a doubt on the value. Shah Rukh Khan is telling, why can't I wear 50 rupees ka lungi? Officer is telling, no, I don't think so. These lungis are 50 rupees. I will apply valuation rule. Now when valuation rule will be applied, first rule will come. Rule number 4, which says officer will go ahead and take the assessable value is equal to transaction value of identical goods. What do you mean by identical goods? Officer will tell, let me search. You imported lungis, right? The same type of lungi which you imported has somebody imported in India. So what do you mean by identical goods? The definition of identical goods says identical goods means imported goods. Same in all respect except minor difference. It should be same. Produced in the same country by different or the same person. People, this one you leave it for the time being. I will tell you later. Listen. First of all, it should be imported goods. Tell me one thing. Shah Rukh Khan imported the lungi. Officer is trying to find out the value. Now, will the officer go ahead and take Indian goods ka value? It should be first of all imported goods ka value, which are same in all respect. Produced in the same country or different country. For an example, from Japan, one person in Chennai had imported lungis. Had imported from the same Japanese guy, the lungis were being imported by a person in Chennai. Now, officer will search. He'll tell, Goa mein to nobody imports lungis. Goa mein to everybody imports pants. So, I could not find. So, he will go search in other port. He found in Chennai, one person had imported lungis for 100 rupees. ठीक है everyone, he will go ahead and apply the 100 rupees and he will say, Shahrukh Khan, the value of your lungis will be 100 rupees. On this, I want the custom duty. But then, listen, it should be imported goods, same in all respect. Same in all respect. For an example, Shahrukh Khan, the lungis which he imported and the lungis which were imported over here. Here the lungis were checks lungi. Shahrukh Khan imported the lungis with flower. It was drawn what everyone? Flower. They are telling minor difference is okay. Next, but it should be produced in the same country by the same person or different person. It means it should be Japanese lungis. Can I go ahead everyone? Next. Sir, imported into India at or about the same time as goods being valued. For an example, Shahrukh Khan imported in 2024 the lungis. Can you take the value of the imported lungis in 2010? 2010 mein these lungis came at 100 rupees. Can you take 100 rupees as the value here? No. It should be at or about the same time. For an example, in 2024, the lungis were imported at 250 rupees. What will be the value? 250. Is my point clear to all? Now just imagine, it is telling over here, same commercial level or substantially same quantity or else different commercial level or quantity or both, then subject to adjustment. For an example, this person in Chennai, no, he imported the lungis. Everyone listen. He imported 1 lakh lungis. 1 lakh lungis. So what happened? No, the person who sold from Japan, he sold per lungi of 1000 rupees at a 50% discount to him. And discount was given 50% of 500 and he bought per lungi at how much? Why did he get 50 rupees ka 50% ka discount? Because of bulk quantity. Shahrukh Khan imported 10 lungi. Will he get any bulk discount? So in this case, can you tell me, officer will take 500 rupees or 1000 rupees in Shahrukh Khan's case? First of all, officer will try to find out if anybody else had imported lungis of 10 units. If he could not find, then he will take this value at 1000 rupees. Is my point clear to all? The next one over here, then he will do the adjustment for freight and insurance. From outside India, when the person would have sent the lungi over here, freight and insurance would have been more. But here the distance is less. The freight and insurance will be less. So here, including the freight and insurance, the price was how much? 1000. The CI price was how much? 1000. Will you take for Shahrukh Khan 1000 or you will take little less? You will take 990. No problem, Shahrukh Khan. In your case, the distance was little less, though the insurance and freight will be less. Did you understand what I am telling? Next. The next one, if significant difference is there. If it is not significant, they will ignore it. Sir, more than one identical goods. Officer was searching. Officer was searching. He found more than one identical goods. He will take lowest as the value. Lowest value will be taken. People, simple, I'll tell you. If officer is trying to find out the value, he will take the value of the identical goods. Identical goods which are of the same quantity. If there is any difference in the freight and insurance, he will adjust. If many identical goods ka value is there, lowest will be taken. Is my point clear to all? Next, sir, rule number 5. All the things over here will apply in rule number 5. Same. Sir, officer was trying to find out identical, same to same kind of goods. Same to same kind of goods he could not find out. Minor difference is okay. He's telling, sir, Shahrukh Khan ka lungis which are there, no, those lungis mein, here cartoon etc. is drawn, sir. Cartoons etc. is drawn. It is very different kind of lungi. Sir, the lungis has full designs etc. Major difference is there. Government is telling, sir, no problem. You take similar goods. Baba, what is similar goods? It says if identical goods are not there. Now you tell me one thing. Have you seen anyone on the road in Chennai who is running about with a lungi, which is floral lungi, with cartoon etc. drawn? No. But Shahrukh Khan went and imported lungis with cartoons etc. floral design. Now you tell me one thing. If identical is not available, what will the officer do? He will take similar goods ka value. For an example, one person imported checks wala lungi, Shahrukh Khan imported this design wala lungi, no problem. Both ka work is same only, both are tied around the waist, no problem. You can take, those are interchangeable product. If you go in the market searching for floral lungi, if you don't find, you will buy checks wala lungi, so it is similar product. Can I go ahead, everyone? So they are telling over here a stable value of similar goods. They are telling similar goods means imported goods, not alike in, but have like characteristic and like component, enabling them to perform same function and commercially interchangeable. People, if you did not get checks wala lungi ka identical goods ka value, no problem. Any other lungi which is there means if you are trying to find out similar goods and you could not find, take this kind of lungi ka price and accept it. Are we clear? Then they are telling, see, all the other points will apply over here also. Transaction value of similar goods imported at or about the same time. Rest everything is same. Sir, same commercial level, same quantity. If it could not be same commercial level, then do the adjustment. Sir, freight and insurance ka adjustment you do. If more than one similar goods ka value is there, take the lowest. Next. People, all the other things will apply mutatis mutandis. Next. Then they are telling rule number 6. You know, rule number 6 is giving gyan. Follow rule number 3. First, take your CI value only as the assessable value. If 3 could not be applied, apply 4. If 4 could not be applied, apply 5. If 5 could not be applied, apply 7 and 8. Who is telling this gyan? Total bakwas. If value could not be determined using 3, 4, 5, then apply what, everyone? 7 and 8. All. Now here this is one important point. It says at importer's request, proper officer can give approval for applying what, everyone? 8 and then 7. Everyone over here now. Rule number 7 over here. Assessable value is deductive value. For an example, the officer is trying to find out the value. He is telling Ramesh, oof, identical goods ka value is not available. Similar also not available. Now what to do? Then he will tell Ramesh, you tell me one thing. These goods in India, at what price you will sell? I will tell, I will sell at 1,000. He will tell, in India, what will be your profit? I will tell 100 rupees. In India, what will be your further processing cost? I will say 200. He will tell, our custom duty will be, for an example, 200 rupees. Let's do one thing. Deduct everything and he will arrive at the CF price. Are you guys able to understand? From the India ka reselling price, he will deduct everything and he will arrive at the price that is known as deductive value. How did he arrive at the CF value? India ka reselling price. Everyone here. Resale unit price of imported goods or identical goods or similar goods in the greatest aggregate quantity. Greatest quantity mein what sale happened that you have to take less the commission paid, profit, general expenses, processing cost in India, less the cost of transportation, cost of insurance, associated cost and custom duties and other taxes in India, and you will get the CF value. Tell me one thing. India ka resale price taken, expenses done, India ka reprocessing cost, all the India ka cost, custom duties deducted, and you arrive at the custom port ka price. That is known as what, everyone? The assessable value. Are we all clear till here? Next. So it says India ka resale price minus all the commission, profits, minus cost of transportation and insurance in India, minus custom duty, taxes, you will arrive at the port ka price. Ulta calculation. Is my point clear? Next. Sir, if resale price at or about the same time is unavailable, unit price at the earliest date after import but before expiry of 90 days. For an example, sir, these goods ka India ka resale price is not available only. So how do I deduct and arrive? First time these goods have come in India. They are telling no problem. Provisionally you clear the goods and take and go. Within 90 days you sell the goods at whatever price you are selling. From that we will deduct all the expenses and we will arrive at the price. Can I go ahead, everyone? Next. The next is computed value. What is computed? See, first I told you what, everyone? Identical goods ka value. Then I told you what? Similar goods ka value. Identical is not available, take similar. If similar is not available, rule number 6, Gyan. Apply 7 and 8. 7 is telling what? Deductive. India ka selling price se deduct everything and arrive at the port ka price, CIF price. Sir, what is additive? For an example, My parent company, which is outside India, went ahead and gifted me a machine. My parent company, which is outside India, went ahead and gifted me a machine. Now that machine, India may it is not sold. They gifted it to me, but you imported it. You have to pay the custom duty. On what amount? They are telling India ka resale price of that machine is not available. They are telling do one thing. That parent company which you gave you the machine, no, add their expenses, their cost, their profit. People here. Compute. How to compute? Their cost, their loading cost, their transportation cost, their loading in the ship ka cost, on the way ka cost on transportation, and you'll arrive at the port ka price. What is this? This is known as additive. Additive, or you call it assessable value, computed value. What do you mean by computed? Cost. Student says, sir, costing method. Ha baba, costing method. It is finding out the cost. From the US port, that person send it to you, his cost, his profit, his transportation, on the way ka transportation, and you arrive at the Indian value. It says what? Cost of material, processing expense, profit, general expense up to the port of origin, plus the cost of transportation and cost of insurance as per rule number 10.2. Basically, this cost of transportation and cost of insurance, and you'll arrive at the Indian price. Everyone over here, let's go ahead now. Listen. Can you tell me what did I tell you till now? I went ahead and told you rule number 4, identical goods ka value. Identical goods means same goods which are there. Minor difference is okay. You can take the identical goods ka value. Take everyone, same time, same quantity, different quantity, adjust the price, freight and transportation ka, freight and insurance ka, adjust it. Can I go ahead everyone? Next. Sir, more than one identical goods, lowest. Sir, identical goods is not available, similar goods. Similar goods ka value can be taken. Sir, if similar is also not available, take India ka resale price, deduct and arrive. Sir, if that is not available, take his price, his cost, his profit and add and arrive. Sir, if that is also not there, apply your brain now. It says assessable value is value by applying residual method. They are telling value will be determined using what? Reasonable means consistent with the principle and general provision of rule and on the basis of data available in India. They are telling apply the other rule. Reasonable means apply your brain and find it out. For an example, identical, this is applicable for similar goods also. This what I told you is applicable for similar also. See, identical goods should be same country by same or different person, but it should be always same country. Only then you can consider as identical goods. For an example, identical goods from the same country not available. Then rule number 9 is telling you apply reasonable mean identical goods from different country I will take it. That is told by rule number 9 that apply residual method. Example, transaction value of identical or similar goods produced in either country you can go ahead and take. But residual method may, this they can go ahead and ask you also 2 mark. Sir, under rule number 9, residual method, for value determination, following shall not be the basis. People, you know what officer is doing? Inky, pinky, ponky, this is the amount. Can he do that? He can't go ahead and do any arbitrary calculation. Always remember one thing, what cannot be the basis for finding out the value? What cannot be the basis for finding out the value? C, Machos D. M for minimum custom values. He is telling custom may, whichever is the minimum value we are finding, will apply. No, minimum custom value cannot be taken. Then arbitrary or fictitious value. Officer is telling, I think 500, apply. He can't do that. Next, C for cost of production not computed as per rule number 8. Officer is telling, I will apply my brain and calculate. No, you should take that cost, total, add, and then arrive at the value. Computed method means computed. If you want to compute, you don't apply your brain and compute. Next. Highest of the 12. He told these 2 amounts are there. I will take the highest. No. Selling price of goods for export to country other than India. For an example, Japan se lungis came. Now Japan had also sold those lungis to Dubai. Dubai ka selling price, can you take it to India? No. Then, selling price of Indian goods, Indian lungis ka price, can you apply for imported lungi? No. D for domestic market price of the goods in exporting country. Japan में what is the selling price of the lungi? Can you apply in India? No. That is called as machos. D. Everyone over here. These are not reasonable means. These are not reasonable means. These values cannot be taken. Now, sir, rule number 12 में officer can have a doubt on you, right? Officer can have a doubt on you. What are the time officer will have a doubt on you? When can the officer have a doubt on you? Rule number 12, proper officer, reason for the proper officer to have a doubt on the declared value. When can the officer have a doubt on you? Number 1, significantly higher value of identical goods. People, you are telling I imported iPhone at 10,000 rupees. iPhones actually are coming at 50,000. Ramesh, what is so special about you that Apple gave you at 10,000 rupees? He will reject the value. If significantly higher value is there of identical goods or similar goods. Sale involves abnormal or special discount. You are showing 90% discount. What is so special about you that the seller gave you 90% discount? He can reject the value. Fraudulent or manipulated document. The document which you gave along with the bill of entry, he found those documents are fraud. He will reject the value. Misdeclaration of goods in the parameter. In the parameter they asked the wires which you imported are copper or aluminum. You misdeclared. It was aluminum, you declared as copper. He will reject the value. Non-declaration of parameter. They are asking you the wires which you imported are copper ka wire or aluminum. You did not declare only. You did not tell anything. He will tell that you have not declared it. So I will reject the value and I'll apply valuation rules. These are the reason why officer can go ahead and reject the value. Now, sir, people, listen. Sir, I went ahead and told my transaction value. Officer did not have a doubt. 3-2 ka condition, I satisfied, sir. If all the things went well, then they are going ahead and telling whatever is the transaction value which you declared. Which is the transaction value you declared? CIF value. That value will be taken as the assessable value. It means you can pay custom duty on the CIF value. But that is subject to adjustment under rule number 10.1 and 10.2. Is my point clear? These are the, see, so you have to arrive at the CIF value after doing 10.2 and 10.1 ka adjustment. Is my point clear to all? So you have to pay the custom duty on the CIF value now. But CIF value subject to adjustment. And now this adjustment I want to teach you in detail, which are there in your next page. People, remember, from exam point of view, I can understand. From exam point of view, this part which is there can be B graded. They can ask you valuation rule. They can ask you any small question, any point from here. People, you can mark it. This one, this small point, they can go ahead and ask you. These valuation rules, they can go ahead and ask you. This point, they can go ahead and ask you. But the chances are very minimal. The main part which you have to understand is over here. Please come to the next page, everyone. Everyone over here now, listen. You have to arrive at the CIF price. You have to arrive at what price, everyone? CIF price. For that, you always have to do the adjustment under section number 10.1 and adjustment under section number 10.2. 10.1 and 10.2 ka adjustment you have to go ahead and do. Only then the CIF will be the assessable value. Are we clear, everyone? Now, sir, we'll start from there. We'll start from the exporter's factory and we'll arrive at the CIF price. Sir, first you have the ex-factory price. Do you guys agree with me? Then you will add what? Freight, insurance, all expenses up to the port of the exporter. And then you will arrive at the FS. Sir, I will do the loading charges at the shipping port. People, now what will happen? Loading will happen at the exporter country plus the export duty and you will arrive at the FOB. Please tell me anyone has a doubt till FOB. Now, you have to do adjustment under section number 10.1 and then you have to do adjustment under section number 10.2. The most important part for your exam, A graded part 10.1 and 10.2, it will come in the exam, everyone. Your 4 to 6 mark will come from this only. Now listen. Everyone over here now, listen. What are the adjustment to be done under section number 10.1? They are going ahead and telling, see, this side I've gone ahead and written my remarks, which point you should take care. Okay, everyone, listen. Like how when we were learning value of supply under GST, we add what? Topics. Array, we add topics. Here, we don't go ahead and add topics. We go ahead and add 10.1 and 10.2. The same way how we add topics over there, here we add 10.1 and 10.2. Let's read. The following, if incurred by the buyer and not included in the transaction value, that is the price paid or payable, should be always added. So, sir, always remember, if these amounts are being incurred by the buyer, this amount will be included in the transaction value, the CIF value. Number 1. Commission and brokerage. All commission, including local agent or exporter agent's commission. People, tell me one thing. I am paying commission to seller ka agent. Will it be included or not be included? Selling commission. Yes. I am paying commission to my agent. Buying commission. Yes or no? No. Remember, it is always which agent, everyone? Local agent or exporter's agent. If you are paying any commission to the seller's agent, it will be included. I have written on the right side, buying commission paid by the buyer to his agent is not includable. Also, it can be called as purchase commission. People, what is the first thing you will add? Commission and brokerage. Next. Cost of container. He went ahead and sent you some goods. He sent you the container along with the goods and he charged you 1,000 rupees. Will you add it to the value or do not add to value? Remember, when he has sent you the goods, if you paid anything for the container, that will also be added to your CF value. It says what? Please add it. Sir, he told me I am sending mangoes. Mangoes ke liye charge me packing charges. Will that be added to the value? Without packing, how will the goods come to India? So they are telling, please add the packing charges also. Listen. When they are talking about container and packing charges, see here. Container ke liye they are telling, exception is there. Cost of durable and returnable container. For an example, one person sent goods from outside India. He sent it in a container. He told Ramesh, take out the goods and return the container. If I return the container, then it will not be added to my value. But if I don't return, valuation it will be added. Chalo, I went ahead and told that person to do the packing. He went ahead and told me, Ramesh sir, I will do the packing. For labor, I'll charge you 1,000. For the packing material, I will charge you 1,000. Total amount will be included in the value. Can you tell me what are the 3 things to be included? See here I have written. Commission, packing, container. Here it is written in shortcut. Here everyone. Next. So commission, packing and container. Done. Okay. After that, any assistance by the importer to the seller free of cost or at reduced price. People, tell me one thing. I went ahead and gave something to the seller. I told you are making shirts and sending me. I will give you the cloth. He made the shirt and sent it to me. Re-import is always fresh import. And that is why whenever you send any assistance, remember it will come back with the goods, but that amount pay also you have to pay custom duty. And that is why they are telling any assistance given by you will be added to the value, CF value. It says, sir, you know what will happen? If I gave him the cloth, when he is giving me the shirt, he will charge me more or he will charge me less? I gave the cloth, he gave me the shirt. Will he charge me more or he will charge me less? He'll charge me less. The government says, Ramesh, please make the value correct. You can't go ahead and pay custom duty at a lower price. The price has to be increased. And that is why they say any assistance by the importer to the supplier free of cost or at reduced price should be added back. Number 1, material including raw material, component, parts, item incorporated in the imported goods. Everyone, he is selling me shirt. Exporter is selling me the shirt. I gave him the cloth. He made the shirt and gave it to me. Tell me one thing. Will the price be reduced? Yes. So I should add the amount back. And here it says, sir, this amount should be added as a portion. For an example, I send him 1000 units के लिए cloth. He sent me only 100 units. So 100 units के लिए how much cloth I had given, that much amount should be added. 1000 shirt का cloth I had given, 100 units have come. Can you add the total amount to the 100 units only? No. A portion and add. Next. Tools, dies, molds and similar items used in the production. I gave some tools, I gave some mold, I gave some dies. He used it, made the shirts and gave it to me. Remember, in that also he'll charge me less, should be added back. Next. Material consumed in production of the imported goods. I went ahead and gave him, supposingly, oil. Oil is the material which I gave. I told you, use it for your machine. Okay? He used the oil in... Baba, see, one is what I gave. That material, I gave shirt ka cloth. Cloth came back. I gave him tools. Will tools, they will stick it to the shirt and send back or use it? Use it. I gave him oil. I gave him oil to use for production. Oil will he use or he will paint on the shirt and send? He will use it. So they are telling whatever material is consumed in the production, that will also be added. Then, remember, I got the engineering. People, this is very important. I got some engineering work done in India. I got one design done in India and I sent it to the person and I told, see, I want the car with the particular design. You make it and send it to me. Remember, in this case, if the engineering is done in India and you have given him free of cost, that design and engineering cost will not be added to your value. But you got design and engineering done in US. The design you gave it to him. He sent you the car in India. Then, Baba, design and engineering cost will be included. Remember this point, everyone. Engineering, development, artwork, design work, plan, undertaken elsewhere than in India, always you have to go ahead and add. People, what will you add? Material, tools, etc. Material consumed, engineering work in India or outside India? Do not include engineering development work undertaken in India. Is my point clear to all? Everyone over here, see, the second one I have written over here. Additional consideration or any assistance given by you should also be included. Jalo, let's go ahead and move to the next one. Royalties and license fees related to the imported goods that the buyer is required to pay. If I go ahead and pay him any amount for patent, trademark, copyright, etc., please remember that amount should be included. It is subsequent payment. Any amount paid for patent, trademarks, etc. should also be included in your value. Next. Value of any part of the proceed of subsequent resale, disposal or use of the imported goods. I told now you send me the goods at 100 rupees. Later, every goods I sell at 500 rupees, I will give you 10 rupees. My question is, I am subsequently paying him anything? How much? Every subsequent sale pay, how much I am paying? 10 rupees. The value of his supply will be 100 or 110. 110. They are telling value of any part of the proceed of subsequent resale or disposal or use of the imported goods, that should also be added. But remember one thing. For an example, my holding company is there. To my holding company, I am paying dividend. Is dividend subsequent resale ka thing? No, dividends are profit distribution. Dividends are never to be included. They are telling dividends from the buyer to the seller is not subsequent resale, proceed and do not include. For an example, my holding company sold me some goods. In India, I sold the goods. I made profit. Out of the profit, if I am distributing dividend, is dividend also subsequently paid? Yes. But dividend will never form part of my value. Dividend is a profit ka apportionment and government says we will never go ahead and include it in the value. People over here, people at home will tell me, are we all clear till here? Next. Any other payment made as a condition of sale to the seller or third party to satisfy an obligation of the seller. Obligation of the supplier made by the recipient. Supposingly he had to pay someone. I paid him. Add, do not add? Add. If any payment is not a condition of sale, then do not include. People, this is the total amount that will give you adjusted FOB. Everyone, can you tell me what are the things included? Number one, commission, packing, container. Any additional assistance given by you. But in this assistance, be clear about engineering and development work undertaken in India, don't include. Undertaken outside India, include. Next, royalty and license fees, add. Subsequent sale proceed, add. Dividend, don't add. Any other payment as a condition of sale, obligation of the supplier made by the recipient, add it. You will get the adjusted FOB. Please tell me, are we clear with adjusted FOB? Sure? Now listen. Now, there are two components which are to be added. Cost of transportation and cost of insurance. This is the main part which I want people to understand carefully. Very easy, but you have to understand carefully. Everyone, I will tell in detail so that students don't make mistake in the exam. Listen. What is it telling over here? It's telling cost of transportation. Tell me one thing. We arrived at adjusted FOB. Adjusted FOB means this FOB we adjusted. Do you guys agree with me? Now what are the two things we have to add so that the goods reach India? Cost of transportation and cost of, correct? Now, cost of transportation, actually the full name is what? Cost of transportation, loading, unloading, handling charges associated with the delivery of the imported goods to the place of importation. Whatever is the cost of transportation, you have to go ahead and include it. Is my point clear to all? Now listen. Actual is available, take actual. If actual cost of transportation is there, please take the actual cost. If the question has given you the actual cost of transportation, please take the actual cost. Sir, if actual is unavailable or not ascertainable, then you have to take 20% of the adjusted FOB. People, if actual is there, take actual. This one you leave it. If actual is there, don't cut anything. If actual is there, please take actual. Actual is not there, adjusted FOB ka 20%. But remember one thing. In case of air, we always compare actual or 20% of the adjusted FOB and take whichever is lower. But in all other case, imported by road, imported by ship, if actual is there, always take actual. If actual is not there, then 20%. But in case of air, we compare. In case of air, we take actual cost of transportation or 20%, whichever is lower. Is my point clear to all? Everyone, here I have gone ahead and written something. See, cost of transportation up to the place of importation includable. Whatever is the cost of transportation, always included. Ship demurrage charges. People, I want to ask you one question. Okay? From outside India, some goods were coming to India. The ship came till here. The big ship, right? So what happened? I unloaded the goods in a small ship. And then I got the goods to India. My question is, this ship ka expense, because the port is here, the ship ka expense, whatever the unloading charges, the small boat ka expense, will it be included in my cost of transportation? Yes or no? Tell no. I told before the goods hit the Indian port, all the cost to be included. Do you guys agree with me? They are telling ship demurrage charges, barge, lighterage, add separately to the cost of transportation. Only if transportation charges are taken on actual basis. But tell me one thing, if you took 20%, in that 20%, all this main ship ka transportation, small ship ka transportation, everything is included in the 20%. People, when you take 20%, you assume all transportation costs are included. Is my point clear to all? So if you are taking actual, then take this actual, add this actual. But if you are taking 20%, then don't add this again. Why? Because every transportation cost is already deemed to be included. Everyone over here. But do not include if calculation is done on 20% basis. Sir, did you understand this point, everyone? Next. It says, do not add transaction value in the transaction value. People, tell me one thing. After the goods have reached India, India may any transportation cost from here to here, here to here, will you add or will you not add? They have simply clarified over here saying, sir, transportation to ICD, inland container depot, transportation to CFS, container freight station, port to an ICD, port to port, port to CFS, airport to airport, etc. Transit, transshipment charges, any transport charges post importation not to be included. People, now listen to me very carefully. I want to ask you one question. People, listen. My goods came from outside India. The mother vessel was standing here. Small boat mein my goods came. My goods are lying over here at the port. Okay? There are two demurrage charges. One is known as ship demurrage. One is known as only demurrage. Sir, what is demurrage? As of now, you take it. Demurrage is what? Parking charges. If your goods get unloaded over here, no. If the goods remain in the port authorities will go ahead and charge you demurrage charges if you don't clear the goods immediately. My question is, if at the port you pay any port demurrage charges, include, do not include? Include, do not include? Do not include. But this mothership is standing over here, no? For that, the port authorities will charge mothership ka standing charges. Because it is standing over here, they will charge what? Ship demurrage charges. My question is, include, do not include? Include in the cost of transportation. Why? Because this was incurred before the CIF. Before the ship hits the Indian port, it was incurred. But if you take 20%, do not include again because it's already deemed to be included. Everyone over here, now listen. Port dues, handling charges, port ka demurrage charges, at the port never included. Is my point clear to all? Now this is one total bakwas point. If in the exam you see combined FOB is given, means FOB plus insurance ka amount is given and you need cost of transportation, then Baba, whatever is the total amount given, of that you can take 20%. Sir, I need cost of insurance. I will tell you cost of insurance. Everyone over here now, listen. I will tell cost of insurance. This is total bakwas, TB. Forget it. 1 minute, you listen first. I will tell you one thing. Earlier, there was something called landing charges. People, listen. There's one place where I've seen students getting confused a lot. Students get confused a lot. Ki, sir, what transportation cost I am taking and what transportation cost ICI has taken. Sometimes there's a difference which is coming. I will tell you what is the main reason what happens. Listen carefully. Whenever you take transportation cost, you either take actual or you take 20% of the adjusted FOB. In case of air, you take actual or 20%, whichever is lower. Now listen. Which transportation cost is it? This transportation cost, right? Which transportation cost it is? This transportation cost. Do you guys agree with me? Yes? Now listen. You know what happened? Earlier, there was something called landing charges which were being charged. Landing charges. India mein landing charges used to be charged. Okay? And this part which is there, no? This part. Which part? This cost of transportation, loading, unloading, handling charges associated with the delivery of the imported goods to the place of importation. This two used to be at the place of importation. It means at the Indian port, if any, see Baba, first of all, the cost of transportation. Which cost of transportation? This one. Plus loading, unloading, handling charges at the Indian port also used to be taken earlier. At the Indian port also used to be taken. Listen carefully. Earlier what used to happen? This used to be at, and hence Indian port ka loading, unloading, handling charges used to be considered in the value. Okay? And for that Indian port ka charges, no, they used to take landing charges which used to be 1% of the total amount. Whatever total used to come, no, of that they used to take what, everyone? 1% towards what? Towards loading, unloading, handling charges at the Indian port. At the Indian port ke liye, they used to take what, everyone? Deemed figure, 1% of the total amount. Now what happened? Supposingly, Wipro imported, Wipro Wipro का famous case happened. Wipro imported one software. Wipro imported one software and the software का value was 1 crore rupees or 100 crore. 100 crore का CD came. CD came. ठीक है? What is 1% of 100 crore? 1 crore. That CD का loading, unloading, handling के लिए Wipro had to pay 1 crore rupees. Wipro told, hey, what did you do in loading, unloading of this CD? And hence Wipro went to the court and told, hey, sir, you tell me one thing. What loading, unloading they did? They are telling they are charging me what? 1%. This CD came in one packet and they are telling me to pay 1 crore as loading, unloading, handling charges. And hence the court went ahead and told this 1 crore cannot be charged. The amount I am telling you 1 crore for simplicity. The court told what? This loading, unloading, handling charges of 1% is not correct. You charge actual, no. Actually zero, nothing. No loading, unloading, handling, correct? But then they went ahead and amended the Custom Act and they told what? Okay, fine. At the Indian port, whatever charges are there, we will not take. And they made it what, everyone? 2. It means up to the Indian port, whatever cost is there, we will take. But you know what? What does it mean? It means any cost of transportation up to the Indian port we will not take. Loading, unloading, handling charges associated with the delivery of the imported goods will not be taken. Do you guys agree with me? It means what? Any loading, any unloading, any handling charges at the Indian port will not be taken. Do you guys agree? It means only what will be added? Cost of transportation. Is my point clear to all? But now, what ICI, ICWI, everyone, what they are doing is, whenever you take 20% as the cost of transportation, no, you know what the interpretation has been made now? They are telling cost of transportation, loading, unloading, handling charges. Actually, this loading, unloading, handling charges associated with the delivery is gone now. Indian port ka loading, unloading, handling charges is not there. So what will you add? Only cost of transportation up to the place of importation. Means on the way ka, this cost of transportation will be added. Do you guys agree? This was the interpretation. But now what the interpretation is taken, you know, कि US का loading, unloading, handling charges, on the way ka transport. If you take 20%, no. If you take 20%, they assume. What did they assume, everyone? Cost of transportation, loading, unloading, handling charges associated with the delivery of the imported goods up to the place of importation is to be taken. It means when you take 20%, no. When you take actual, then no problem. Actual cost of transportation. But when you take 20%, they assume US ka port ka loading, unloading, handling charges plus India tak ka transportation cost, everything is included in the 20%. Is my point clear to all? I will go ahead and do one question with you guys so you will understand this. First you have to understand one more thing, then I will go ahead. Everyone here. Cost of insurance. Did you understand this first point? Transportation, what will you take? Actual is not available, 20%. Actual is not available, take 20%. Do you guys agree with me? Then, air ka case mein, actual or 20%, whichever is lower. Now, cost of insurance, people, on the way, one more expense is there, which is cost of insurance. You can always remember to the place of importation. If actual is available, take actual. Actual is not available, then take what, everyone? Adjusted FOB ka 1.125% of the adjusted FOB, which in case of insurance, we never compare. In insurance, we always take actual. Actual is not there, we take 1.125%, and then what will arrive at is the CIF price. My question is, do we add landing charges or we don't add landing charges anymore? We don't add. It means Indian port ka loading, unloading, handling charges are no more taken. Do you guys agree with me? Tell me one thing, everyone. What did we learn? First, take the FOB. Add what? Commission, packing, container. Additional consideration, whatever is there, royalty, subsequent sale proceed, and this amount. Then you add 10(1) and 10 2, and you'll arrive at the CIF price. Is my point clear till here? Now, I will go ahead and do one question with you guys, and then we'll go ahead and move ahead. Everyone, you tell me one thing. See. First, I will do mistake, then I will go ahead and correct. Okay, everyone? Now listen. Jolly Overseas of Hyderabad has imported a machine from UK. People, you only see, okay? Through sea, route by vessel. The details of the import transaction are as below. Cost of the machine from at the factory. People, what is it? X factory. It is X factory? Okay. You will take X factory. Can you tell me how much is the X factory? $20,000. 20,000 pound. 20,000 pound. Take it. Transportation from the factory to the port of shipment. People, transportation. 600 pound. Can you tell me what will you arrive at? This is transportation charges from the factory to the port. FAS. Do you guys agree with me? How much will arrive? 2,600. Do you guys agree with me? Transportation from there to the port. Handling charges paid for loading the machine on the ship at the port of exportation. People, now loading the machine in the ship, loading charges. How much? 500. Can you tell me what do you arrive at? FOB. How much? 21,100. Next. License fees relating to the imported goods payable. People, as a condition of sale. License fees 10-1, 10-2 ka adjustment, and you'll arrive at CIF. Do you guys agree with me, everyone? How much is the 10-1 license fees? 900. Done. Then, sir, actual freight, insurance, landing charges. People, tell me one thing. You arrived at adjusted FOB. 10-2A, cost of transportation, cost of insurance. Do you guys agree with me, everyone? Take it. Tell me, what is the cost of transportation? Actual freight from the port of the exporter to the port of the importer are not available. Actual is not available. The goods are imported by what? C. What will you take, everyone? Adjusted FOB ka how much? How much is adjusted FOB? 22,000. 20% is how much? 4,400. Is my point clear till here? Tell me cost of insurance. Actual is given. Will you take 1.125% or actual? How much is actual? How much? 200. Can you tell me the CIF? 26,600. Correct? Simple it is. What is the mistake? Now, this is the biggest problem over here. See, you did normally only, right? But you have to remember one thing. Everyone here, people, I know some people might have already learned before. Some people who don't remember, I'll tell you. Listen. You took cost of transportation as how much? 20%, no? You took 20%, no? The law says cost of transportation, loading, unloading, handling charges associated with the delivery of the imported goods up to the place of importation is what, everyone? 20%. It means if you take 20%, it means from US till India, any loading in the US, any handling in the US, any on the way ka loading, unloading, everything is deemed to be included in the 20%. So tell me one thing, when this 20% may, it is already deemed that it is cost of transportation, loading, unloading, handling charges is already included, why do you include again? Did you include transportation cost again? Did you include loading charges again? Yes or no? And hence, they are going ahead and telling Ramesh, if you take, people remember this, if you take 20%, it means all this transportation cost, loading cost is already included in this 20%. Are we clear? And hence, will you include it twice or you will include it only once? So do one thing, delete this and delete this. Sir, if I delete this too, what will happen? Nothing. See, take $20,000, 20,000 pound. You took 20,000, take 900 pounds. Array, this is deleted anyways, correct? How much is the total? 2,900. How much is this? How much is this? How much is the total? 20? 25? Are you matching with the ICI answer? Please do it this way only. Is my point clear, everyone? Remember everyone, if you take cost of transportation as 20%, if you take cost of transportation as 20%, assume that that is including cost of transportation, loading, unloading, handling charges, everything is included in that 20%, and hence delete all the other cost of transportation and loading, and you will arrive at the CIF price. People, if you can see over here, this is the CIF. I hope everybody got it. This was the very important people. People, everybody got it? Got it? People watching at home, are we all 100% clear with this? Yes, sir. Now listen, today you have to go home and do some question. Only then you will be able to do it in the exam. People who will not do, and you know what? In case of air, we always compare. In case of air, we always compare. So you have to take actual. I've written over here. You have to take always, when you compare actual with the 20%, in the actual also, you should take cost of transportation, loading, unloading, handling charges from foreign port to the Indian port, and that you should compare with what? 20%, and take whichever is lower. Please do some questions and go. Otherwise, in the exam, Baba, gone. 100% gone if you don't do the question in the exam. If you don't do questions and go. People, did we understand this point? Clear? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Everyone over here now. The other points which I've written are miscellaneous. Always remember, in your exam, never start solving your question with CIF value. Always first arrive at the FOB and then solve the question. Sir, I did not understand. Solve question answers. You will understand this point. The next is, any taxes and duties incurred in India never included. Service charges to channelizing agent is not buying commission. Service charges to channelizing agent always to be included. Demurrage charges paid for delay in clearing from the port always to be included. These are some of the important. Okay, Baba. Demurrage charges not included. Ship demurrage include. Okay. Please come to the next point, everyone. Listen. Now you got your value. This value is in pound, right? This value is in pound. Can you tell me how to calculate custom duty? Custom duty is equal to value, which is the CIF value, multiplied by the rate of exchange into the rate of duty. Correct, everyone? Now, which rate of exchange, which rate of duty, that is being told over here. Everyone over here, please listen carefully. Everyone over here. It says summary of rate of duty and rate of exchange. You will 100% need this in your exam. Very, very important. You will need it in your exam. Everyone over here now. Now listen. The situation, supposingly, your goods have come from outside India. Your goods have come from outside India. If goods are cleared for home consumption, if goods are imported by vessel, take rate of duty always. Duty, D, right? D. D means deferred. Duty is always deferred. Deferred means whichever is always later. Deferred. Duty, defer it. D for defer. Bill of entry ka filing date or entry inward. In case of ship, you get entry inward, whichever is later. But in case of aircraft or vehicle, you don't get entry inward, right? So it will be bill of entry filing date or arrival when the aircraft arrived, whichever is later. Is my point clear? Next. Sir, in case of clearance for warehousing, first you will file which entry, everyone? Bill of entry for. First you will file into bond. Your warehouse may goods will be transferred. Then you will file what? Which one will take? Into or X? Which is later? date of filing, X bond. In the exam, don't write into or X, which is later. No. Directly write date of filing, X bond, whichever is later. Next. Goods entered for export. People, when you export the goods, first you will file your shipping bill. Then the officer will give you bill of export, which is later. Shipping bill or bill of export. Sorry. Shipping bill or late export order. Which one will be later? First you will file shipping bill. Then he will give you late export order, which is later. So date of late export order. You always have to take date of late export order. Sir, any other case, the date of payment of duty. I want to ask you everyone, you have to tell me. In case of rate of duty, which day you will take? If your goods have come by ship, bill of entry, filing date, or entry inward, whichever is later. Sir, in case of ship, okay, bill of entry or entry inward, whichever is later. Aircraft का केस में bill of entry, filing date or arrival of the aircraft, whichever is later. Sir, in case of goods cleared for warehousing, मतलब first you send it to the warehouse, then you clear. When you clear, that is the X bond, that day का rate of duty will be taken. Bill of entry into or X bond, bill of entry, X bond. Then export का केस में first you file shipping bill, then late export order is given, which is later. Late export order. Duty is always deferred. Deferred means which is later. Any other case, date of payment. People, rate of exchange, E means what? Earlier. You have to always take the earliest bill. Earliest bill. Earliest bill. Can you tell me everyone? In this first case, this is not a bill, right? So always take date of filing, bill of entry. Date of filing, bill of entry. Here, into or X, which is earlier? Take the into bond, bill of entry. Here, which is earlier? Shipping bill or late export order? Late export is never a bill only, shipping bill. All other case, date of payment of duty. Please tell me everyone, are we clear till here? Chalo, if you are clear, in this question only you tell me. Everyone here. See, can you tell me which day ka bill of entry will be taken? Bill of entry here and entry inward is over here. Which is later? Okay, exchange will be taken which date ka? Date of exchange. Exchange is earliest bill. Bill. So which date? 21st. CBIC or RBI? Remember, in the exam they will give you RBI. Don't take. They will give you SBI. Don't take. They will give you interbank. Don't take. Take only CBIC ka rate. Everyone, you will take CBIC ka rate 101. You see in this question, they have taken 101. Is my point clear to all? Rate, sir, you do one rate also. Rate. Quickly. Where is rate? In this question. Okay. Everyone, 20%, 12%. Entry inward and bill of entry filing date. 20th and 25th. Which is later? Beta, see this also. Gone. Sir, we are seeing the date. I am telling you, in the exam, please be careful. You are seeing what you are saying is wrong. Can I go ahead, everyone? Which is later? This is later. Bill of entry is always what? Deferred. Deferred. Yes or no? Deferred means delayed one. Which one will you take? Now, to sir, full brain is gone. Remember, bill of entry or entry inward, whichever is later. Which is later? This is later or that is later? This is later. So tell me on this date, what is the rate? 20%? See. But they to have taken 20% here. Clear? I hope you don't make mistakes in the exam. I am telling people only who listen to me and don't do the question answers and go 100% you will do wrong in the exam and come. Baba, don't do flukes in the exam. People tell me, sir, we don't have time to practice. You will never have time to practice. Even if I give you 1 year, no. If you're lazy, you will tell me I don't have time to practice. Sleep 1 hour less, it's okay. But 1 hour practice the question and go. Can we go ahead, everyone? Next. Everyone over here. See, I've seen students. They will stand and eat. Aram se. 2 friends are eating. Okay? Maga, time is only not there. How to practice? Sir is telling to practice. Time is only. Are you are eating and wasting time. 10 minutes you eat quickly and go and practice one question. No. They will do full discussion half an hour. Time is only not there. Arey Baba, you eat in 10 minutes. You see, I eat always. In 5-10 minutes, come back and work, start working. I'm not telling eating is not important. Eat aram se. It's okay. But you are doing time pass over there. 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, you could have practiced 2 questions. No. If you don't want to do it, you can never do it. If you have the urge to do it, you can always do it. Can I go ahead, everyone? Chalo, let's go ahead. Everyone over here now. Sir, this above provision is not applicable to whom? Baggage, goods imported by post and courier. For them, these provisions are not applicable. Next. Section number 19 now. Section number 19, C graded from exam point of view. C graded from exam point of view. Listen. Space, and you know what? Your friend to whom you are telling no, that there is no time only, is telling, he is practicing at home. Remember, you don't believe anyone till your exam. You tell, okay, I am going home and practicing. You'll call, hey, you are practicing. You'll tell, nah. No, that time he is practicing only. I'm telling you, Baba, it's a competition. You don't believe anyone. You always do. You practice. And you should inspire your friend. Be a good person. You do your good. You tell him, see, I am practicing. Please practice. Sir has told, if you practice, you will pass. Please tell your friend. Please inspire them to practice. Take everyone. Can we go ahead, everyone? But no student like, sir, what if he passes? I don't pass then. Baba, all this thing you don't think. You think both of you will pass. Sir, Nagraj, my friend. Okay. Everyone, now listen. Special provision for classification of set of articles or accessories. People, listen, quickly. I imported set of articles from outside India. Set of articles from outside India. Or I imported all this set of articles from outside India. What rate of duty will apply? They are going ahead and telling, 1 minute. I'll go ahead and show you in the book so that you can understand faster and it will be quick. 1 minute here. Here, supposingly, I imported from outside India one shaving kit of 500 rupees. In the shaving kit came shaving cream, brush, razor, shaving lotion, etc. One pay rate of duty is 10, 20. In the custom tariff act, there is nothing called shaving kit. It is items clubbed together and it has come. Now what rate of duty will apply? If supposingly shaving cream pay duty is 10, this pay 20, this pay 30, 40, nothing at the total. It says, articles are liable to duty with reference to quantity chargeable to that duty. It means nothing. Whatever duty has been told, that duty you charge it. Quantity wise valuation is there. Per unit 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 30, 40, add it over. Next. This is done. Case number 2. For an example, you imported 500 rupees ka shaving kit. Every item pay 10% duty is there. What rate will you apply on 500? 10%. Story over. Here. Article liable to duty with reference to value and liable at same rate chargeable to that duty. That rate you can apply 500 by 10%. Sir, articles are liable to duty with reference to value and liable to different rate. For an example, 10, 20, 30, 40. People, it's like a mixed supply. You combined it and got the shaving kit. Highest rate will apply. What is highest rate? 40%. Is my point clear to all? They are telling what? Sir, if articles are liable to duty with reference to value and liable at different rate, chargeable to the highest rate. Sir, supposingly, in the same question, 3 item by duty is there. 1 item is actually nil rated, but you got the saving kit together, no? The full 500 pay 10% will come. Sir, I got, supposingly, shaving kit of 500 rupees. 1 item by 10, 20, 30 and 1 item is nil. Highest rate. So they are telling, even if an item is not chargeable, it will become chargeable. If all are same rate, same rate. If all are different rate, highest rate. Everyone, articles not liable to duty also will be chargeable to duty at the rate at which articles liable to duty with reference to the value are liable under clause B. Is my point clear to all? People, tell me one thing. If all item pay, it is not value wise valuation, quantity wise, per unit 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 30 rupees, 40 rupees, add it, that is the amount. If everything pay, same rate is there, same rate, different rate, highest rate. Sir, one item pe there is no rate only. Same rate, then same rate. Different rate, then highest rate. Everyone over here. I imported some accessories, parts and implement. Accessories means might be along with the mobile phone, you got a charger. They are going ahead and telling what? Along with the mobile phone, you got a charger. What rate will apply? Composites apply. Do you guys agree with me? So it says over here, if accessories, parts and implements are compulsorily supplied along and no separate charge, it is no separate charges, then main article and API chargeable to the same rate. Composite supply. Next. If API are compulsorily supplied along and charged separately, people, compulsorily given separate item, separate rate. Separate amount is charged, so it is two individual supply, separate rate. Main article and API chargeable at their individual rate. If accessories parts are optionally supplied along and no separate charges, optionally given and there is no separate charges, main article and API are chargeable at highest rate. Sir, if accessories parts are optionally supplied along and charged separately, main article and API at their respective rate. If they are telling it is optional, you want to buy, you don't buy, you went ahead and bought the article, then whatever price you bought, for both of them, individual rates will apply. Everyone listen. In case of people, in case of importation, you pay custom duty on what? CIF into rate of exchange into rate of, correct? If you export, you will pay export duty, right? On what value? FOB into rate of exchange into rate of duty. FOB you already know, everyone. India ka port pay price plus rate of exchange I have already told you. Here. I told rate of exchange and rate of duty. Can I go ahead, everyone? In the exam, they can go ahead and ask you one mark ka MCQ or 2 mark ka question. Sir, in case of export, custom duty will be always on FOB multiplied by rate of exchange into rate of duty. Always remember, in case of export valuation, no, on the export duty, you don't charge social welfare surcharge. Please remember this point. There is no social welfare surcharge on exports. I have gone ahead and tried my best to go ahead and tell you in detail this chapter. I'll close my revision on the chapter of valuation, A graded chapter, everyone, A plus graded. I will tell you again, this chart, you must do it properly and go. It is A graded from exam point of view. All the points, please read it and go. This chart, B graded. This is just for reading. And the last one which was there, no, this one. This part is A graded. If you don't know, gone baba gone. You'll not be able to do the main question which is there, where you need the rate of exchange and rate of duty. Very important. And this one is C graded, baba. This is C graded. C. Chalo. I'll go ahead and close my revision on the chapter of valuation.